Hello and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking to you about the Four of Swords. This is yet another video in my Symbolism series. I have worked my way, or I'm working my way through the whole deck. So I won't be stopping my Symbolism series till I get to the King of Pentacles. So we've got a little way to go yet. And I'm going to be talking to you about the deeper symbolism of this card. So if you're studying Rider-Waite-Smith because you really want to know the tarot at a deeper level, then you've come to the right place, because I'm going to teach you about the astrology, tarot timing, numerology, colors, Kabbalah, the elements. We're going to look at this card at a deeper level, because every bit of symbolism on this card actually works together to give you a sense of the meaning of the card. Everything that's on here is not accidental, but Pamela Coleman-Smith has quite definitely designed these cards in a way to really give you messages and symbols and clues about the meaning of the cards. And of course, once you get to know symbolism, it's yet another way to read, because of course, when you put the cards down in front of you, you can look for commonalities in the symbolism to get an overall message from the spread in front of you. So if you want to build your spiritual confidence so you can listen to your intuition more, then you've come to the right place. Stick with me. I'm going to spin the camera around and talk about the Four of Swords. Let's have a look at the Four of Swords. Golden Dawn title, and again, we're looking at all of the Golden Dawn symbolism here, is the Lord of Rest from Strife. And of course, that is beautifully expressed in this card, because you can see that the knight lies upon the, well, you can call it a sarcophagus or a coffin. He's contemplating life. He has a sword reflecting his head, his heart, and his gut. The three places where we feel anything that we're trying to sort out. We think about it, we feel it in our emotion, and perhaps we feel it in our gut with a rumbly stomach and anxiety. And of course, the fourth sword, which represents what it is that the knight is trying to work through. So the numerology, reliability and stability. 2 by 2. We've just looked at 2, numerology 2, which is balance of opposites. 2 lots of 2 make 4, and so we create reliability and stability. Let's look at the other cards. I'm just going to move my tarot symbolism cheat sheets aside. These are what I use. This is my in a nutshell cheat sheet. This was the first one I wrote, and then I wrote these really detailed ones that I use to talk about each one of the cards and to help me learn the cards. And I just knew that you would all ask me for them, and so I've made them available for sale in my Etsy shop. These are the correct symbolism allocations for the Golden Dawn, and when I do my Tarot for Beginners course, I will talk to you a lot about the Golden Dawn and why it's so important that we use those allocations. Okay, so let's have a look at the other cards that symbolize 4 in the tarot deck, because the numerology follows all the way through the deck. It really helps you. Once you know the numerology, it's just another layer of helping you to understand the meanings of the cards, or retain the meanings of the cards. So we've got 4 of Wands. Again, reliability and stability, home, family, castle, celebration, 2 by 2. So balance of opposites comes together to make 4. You're too stable. You're rejecting any new ideas, and you're holding yourself back because you're doing that. Again, contemplating life, finding your stability, and Four of Pentacles. Again, you're too stable. I always think of this as the Uncle Scrooge card. You're too stable. You're spending too much time holding on to what you've got, that you're actually, again, holding yourself back. But holding yourself back in a material way, and here holding yourself back in an emotional way. So each card in the minor arcana, which we know are everyday happenings, is talking about reliability and stability. Then we have card number 4, the Emperor. You couldn't get any more stable than the Emperor. The entire card is about stability. And then an interesting choice, card number 13, 1 + 3 makes 4, Death. And the interpretation of death in terms of card number 4 is there is nothing more stable, more certain than death. We all know it's something that we're going to have to face at some time or other in our life. So there you are in terms of the interpretation of 4 through the tarot deck. Each card looks at that numerology in a different way. If we look at the Kabbalah, let's have a look at the Kabbalah next. And the Kabbalah for the Four of Swords is mercy, chesed or mercy, the seraphot, which is the spot or the orb upon the tree of life that emanates energy. So when we were talking about the major arcana, we talked about the transition of energy through the pathways from one seraphot to another. This time we're talking about the seraphot as emanating energy, and the meaning that is being emanated is kindness, love between people and humanity, having mercy towards others, and kindness towards the self. So here, this is about recognizing that you need self-care, nurturing, time out too. The classical element of swords is air. So again, this is about thinking. Now, air is often described as being quick moving, thinking about sword fighting and swords cutting through the air and being cutting with your words and that sort of thing. But it's also about thinking. It's a lot about thinking and your internal world. And so here, this is a card about taking time out to contemplate and think. If we're looking at the astrology, we're looking at the third decan, which is Jupiter in Libra, October 13 to 22. So Jupiter is a planet of expansion, and when it's in Libra, we're bringing that expansion back into balance and harmony. So this is a card about calm reflection as you expand your awareness. And you can see that reflected in the card. It's trusting in your own ability to reflect, and you will find out more about the situation at hand. And of course, here we are, Lord of the Rest from Strife, which is exactly what is happening here in this card. So if we have a look on the astrological wheel, I'll show you where we are on the wheel. The dates don't just get pulled out of the air, they are the Golden Dawn attributions. And you can see here we're still in Libra and we're in the third decan here. Sub-ruler of Libra in the third decan is Jupiter. If we look here on our cheat sheet, we can actually see the ruler of Libra is Venus, but then each one of these decans has sub-rulers. So I'm going to sneeze. I had to sneeze, excuse me. And has sub-rulers, and you can see here Four of Swords, sub-ruler, Jupiter, third decan, and then your dates. So this is a lovely cheat sheet, again, if you are really into timing and want to use it in your readings. And that's just your your actual layout of the cards on the wheel, which I just find fascinating. And this is something that the Golden Dawn really worked on when they were making sense of the tarot. And I'll talk to you a lot more about that when I do my Tarot for Beginners course, which is literally just around the corner. And it will be the same format as I always have, which is free videos. And then there will be a workbook that has more detail that you can purchase from me that gives you all of the information that I've been talking about in a nutshell. So if you'd like to know more about that and you don't want to miss out, do two things. Make sure you like, subscribe, and hit that notifications bell so you don't miss my uploads. And make sure you subscribe to my new newsletter list, connectwithyourdeck.com/newsletter, and you will find that down in the comments. So let's have a look at this card and the meaning in this card, because there's quite a little bit. So the actual drawings on the card, of course, are no accident. So you've got the figure here, which I see as a knight. If you look at him closely, he's got a little bit of armor on, not all his armor, but there's a little bit of armor there. And he's basically lying there in deep meditation. So this is an idea of someone taking time out for themselves. He's lying on a coffin or a sarcophagus, which is symbolic of spiritual contemplation and life after death. If we think about the Egyptians who created sarcophaguses and often had effigies of themselves lying on the top, who lay in coffins, that idea of lying for your rest, and for your eternal contemplation. The stained glass window above is symbolic of the perception of how our perceptions can change depending on our beliefs in a given moment. So you've got this very grey background here, which we know generally signifies confusion. And you've got all this colour here, which is signifying this idea that there are different ideas depending upon what's going on in your life. And it's important to take time to work through the confusion to reach the clarity. The knight and the sarcophagus are yellow, and this is about ideas and inspiration and enthusiasm. And you can see that this is signifying that lying down and taking time out is where it's at to achieve that clarity. The swords, as I said earlier, one sword signifying what's being thought about down here in the yellow zone, and then three swords signifying the confusion of head, heart, and gut. So that is our Four of Swords. I do hope you have enjoyed my description of this card, and I do hope you will join me in my wonderful community. I have a free members community that people can join to access all sorts of freebies to help you learn the tarot. And if you would like to be part of my community and my Facebook community and all of that, which is growing and growing and growing all the time, all you have to do is go to connectwithyourdeck.com/newsletter. I will make sure that those links are down in the description box, and I will see you in the next video, which will be the Five of Swords. See you then. Bye-bye.